Welcome to Geopulse AI, where we analyze the most critical geopolitical developments shaping our world. Today, we're discussing the landmark 20-year strategic cooperation pact between Iran and Russia, two nations that have been strengthening their ties in recent years. This pact marks a significant shift in their bilateral relations, with far-reaching implications for the Middle East, Eurasia, and global politics. Let's dive into the details of this game-changing alliance and explore its potential consequences. To understand the significance of this pact, we need to examine the historical context of Iran-Russia relations. The two nations have a complex history, with periods of cooperation and conflict. In the early 20th century, Iran and Russia engaged in a series of border conflicts, which eventually led to the signing of the 1921 Treaty of Friendship. However, during the Cold War, Iran aligned itself with the West, while Russia was a key player in the Eastern Bloc. This led to a period of strained relations between the two nations. In the 1990s, following the collapse of the Soviet Union, Iran and Russia began to rebuild their ties, driven by shared interests in energy security and regional stability. Today, their bilateral relations are stronger than ever, with the 20-year pact marking a new era of cooperation. Several key players have driven the Iran-Russia Strategic Cooperation Pact. On the Iranian side, Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei and President Ebrahim Raisi have been instrumental in shaping the country's foreign policy. In Russia, President Vladimir Putin has been the primary architect of the pact, leveraging his country's strengths in energy, technology, and security. Other key players include the Iranian Foreign Minister, Hossein Amir-Abdollahian, and the Russian Foreign Minister, Sergei Lavrov, who have played critical roles in negotiating the pact. The involvement of these key players underscores the high stakes and strategic importance of this alliance. Recent events have created a conducive environment for the Iran-Russia pact. The 2015 nuclear deal between Iran and the P5+1 nations, China, France, Germany, Russia, the United Kingdom, and the United States, marked a significant turning point in Iran's relations with the international community. However, the U.S. withdrawal from the deal in 2018 and the subsequent reimposition of sanctions have driven Iran to seek alternative partnerships. Russia, which has been facing its own set of Western sanctions, has been eager to expand its influence in the Middle East and Eurasia. The recent conflict in Ukraine has also drawn Russia closer to Iran, as both nations seek to counterbalance Western influence in their respective regions. The Iran-Russia pact is expected to have significant economic implications. The two nations have agreed to cooperate in the energy sector, with Russia investing in Iran's oil and gas fields. This will not only boost Iran's energy exports but also provide Russia with a strategic foothold in the Middle East. The pact will also facilitate trade and investment between the two nations, with a focus on infrastructure development, transportation, and agriculture. Furthermore, the pact will enable Iran to bypass U.S. sanctions by using Russian payment systems and trade mechanisms. This will provide Iran with a vital economic lifeline, enabling it to weather the sanctions storm. The Iran-Russia pact will also have significant technological implications. The two nations have agreed to cooperate in the development of nuclear energy, with Russia providing technical assistance to Iran. This will enable Iran to expand its nuclear program, potentially reducing its reliance on fossil fuels. The pact will also facilitate cooperation in the areas of cybersecurity, telecommunications, and advanced technologies. This will provide Iran with access to Russian expertise and technology, enabling it to enhance its capabilities in these critical areas. The Iran-Russia pact marks a significant shift in the global balance of power. The alliance will challenge Western influence in the Middle East and Eurasia, creating new opportunities for regional cooperation and integration. The pact will also have implications for global energy markets, as Iran and Russia seek to expand their energy exports. Furthermore, the pact will drive technological innovation, as the two nations cooperate in the development of advanced technologies. As the pact unfolds, we can expect to see a more assertive Iran and Russia, challenging the status quo and shaping a new world order. In conclusion, the Iran-Russia 20-year strategic cooperation pact marks a game-changing moment in global politics. The pact will have far-reaching implications for the Middle East, Eurasia, and the global balance of power. As we've seen, the pact is driven by a complex set of historical, economic, technological, and strategic factors. As the pact unfolds, we can expect to see a more assertive Iran and Russia, challenging the status quo and shaping a new world order. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.